Hi Sagittarius, this is your August reading for 2017. My name's Leona from Super ConsciousSoul. So in your recent past, the issue was the devil, which is like temptation. It's feeling like we're tied to things. It's feeling like we're trapped in a situation, feeling like we can't get out of it, feeling like we're being pulled, like as in an addiction, feeling like it could be a cycle that seems to be reoccurring, never ending. It's been going on a while. There could be you feeling like you're kind of trapped, or it could be you kind of getting in touch with your sexuality too. It could be you sort of balancing the line between saint and sinner, or choosing to go one way or the other. It could be you having dealings with somebody who's a Capricorn, but this is the issue, your main issue just passed. Then we have the Eight of Cups. This is you choosing to, or being kind of compelled to leave something behind, to not bother with something anymore, to kind of leave it in the distance. Even though all them 8 cups are there, it's like she or he has took what they needed and they're moving on. They're moving on for the sake of their emotional needs, because whatever it is, their emotional needs were not being met where they were. So it's about moving on and trying to find this happiness in a different place in our lives. So then we have the Four of Swords. So this can talk about you needing to take a rest. It could have been very stressful, because the Three of Swords is what comes before this. That's about heartbreak. It's about loss. It could have been a very stressful situation for you to walk away from something that you could have felt really tied to. It can also be talking about an illness, possibly an illness that you felt tied to, and you kind of feel like you're having to walk away from certain people that possibly don't understand it. Obviously that's not a message for everyone. It could also be you needing to kind of take a break from this cycle, needing to take a break from an emotional cycle that's no good for you, needing to step away from it and kind of reclaim yourself again. I say reclaim because in your current issue you have the Queen of Swords. This is would be an earth sign. It would be somebody who's very in control, very dominating, knows what they're standing for, thinks logically, thinks clearly. In the reverse or in the negative, it could be a person around you that's being kind of a bit malicious or spiteful. It could be you cutting somebody off this month, or deciding to kind of step away from that, because underneath that we have the Two of Swords, which is you making a decision, holding back your intuition or your heart, and kind of just using your logic and your reasoning this month. It's you seeing a situation more clearly and kind of seeing it for what it is. It's you standing in your truth or in your power. Or you have somebody around you that is guiding you and is able to push you forward for what you need and what you deserve. I'm also getting that it could be about drawing a line in the snow, so to speak. She could be setting her boundaries. She could be making things very clear to people. Like, if you cross this line, you're finished. That's it. We're done. But it's also causing a little bit of worry, because you're having to kind of cut off your heart side, cut off this emotional side. This could be the same thing you're walking away from, and you're having to cut back that emotional side in order to see things more clearly. What's helping you this month is the Ace of Pentacles. This is something that you've worked very hard for, and it's kind of starting to come into fruition. It's a blessing from the universe. It's normally finances. It could be to do with the home. It could be to do with work. Yeah, my hand's itching as I say that. So it could be something to do with work or the home, or something to do with how you make money, or this is you starting to see that kind of blessing pay off, let's say. What's not helping you this month is the Queen of Rods. Now, this would be a fire sign. It would be you, Sagittarius. Realistically, this would be you as a woman in your element. But in the reverse, I'm seeing that she could be quite fiery. She could be argumentative. She could have a really bad temper. She can want to fight for fight's sake. She will torch the area in one go without even kind of thinking about it. So I say with her and her together, ooh, that could get real serious real quick. So I'd say that that energy is not helping you, or there's somebody around you that's possibly bringing out that energy in you, the more negative side of you. So you could then have to kind of step away from that person, or find out who it is that's kind of bringing out maybe the negative traits of the Queen of Wands or Queen of Rods. So moving into your future, you've got the Seven of Cups. And this is a lot of decisions to be made about which paths. It's like you've made a decision and then all of these paths have kind of opened up emotionally for you. So you're back again to a 7 again now, because you left behind 8. So you're back again to a 7. But the 7 asks us to not delude ourselves, to remain using that logic, to remember to keep using that logic. And it's bringing about a lot of changes for you this month. It's bringing about a lot of changes in what brings you joy, what brings you emotional stability. But it's asking you to stay focused. And I'd say this month especially, please don't take on anything else that is not yours, let's say, because it feels like you're going to have a pretty uphill struggle. This is the 10. It's the completion of a cycle. But it's feeling kind of overwhelmed at that last hurdle. So this month, Sagittarius, please don't take on anything that's not yours, and kind of try and release even a few of your burdens this month. They could be to do with your passions. They could be to do with work. They could just be to do with you holding up other people's stuff that ain't yours. So if you can release some of that, release some of that. So then your advice cards for this month, you have the Tower. Now that can talk about worries, maybe possibly to do with something happening in the home, an event that happens in the home. It could be fire, flood, electrics, but it is Mercury retrograde, so something could break. But it also can talk about having a revelation, or an event that happens where somebody has to kind of come and rescue you. Because you've got the Knight of Cups. This is somebody, or a message coming in about love. It could be a message about romance. It could be a message about a new friendship. So it's like an event could happen that brings in something really good emotionally for you, like a blessing and a message. It could be somebody rescuing. I'm just getting rescuing you from whatever this is. It could be you realizing that there's somebody in your surroundings that you really do like a lot, and there could be a moment where you just kind of like, rah, I didn't realize. Or they could have this revelation about you coming in. In terms of relationships as well, it could also talk about something happening within a relationship, something where you've kind of got to band together, let's say. You've got to keep emotionally solid within your relationship. I really do hope that has helped. Take care. Stay blessed. Thanks for watching.